everybody, and welcome back to the non-league adventure with me, GW365, playing as Eastleigh FC in in this current season anyway. If you joined us last time, if we go to the schedule, we had a away game against Torquay and we lost 1-0 disappointingly. We followed that up with a 0-0 draw at home against Bromley, where we were completely dominant once again. Not quite as many shots as what I would have liked, but again, people playing really well, in particular Josh Murray with the man of the match. Pretty disappointing overall with the performance because we didn't win when we fully deserved. Nevertheless, not too disappointed with the performance. Then we followed that with a game against top of the league, flying away with the championship, and we absolutely battered them. And we got, in my opinion, FM'd. We had most of the ball. We had 20 shots, 8 on target. They had, I think at one point, up to like they got the goal. I think they were on like 2 shots, none on target. And we were just completely dominant, all over them, completely dominating them in every way. And then they just popped up with a counter attack and made us pay for not taking more than one chance. Again, though. Top of the league, 1-1 draw. You'd have probably taken it at the beginning of the season. We followed that up with a game against at bottom of the league, Boreham Wood, who had a certain player who we used to have at Curzon Ashton on their ranks on £425 a week. It's not going to be good. I did have a scout of him. He's still got a bit of potential, but he's not going to be good enough for the Easter team, unfortunately. And also, fortunately for us, we trounced them as well, really. I mean, the scoreline says otherwise, but Nicky Walker's goal that gave them an equaliser was a cross that went straight in, and they got literally a goal pretty much really late on. Kashim Walton is a player I do recognise the name of. I'm not sure if I've had him on this save, but I've had him on previous saves. I want to say, maybe not the live conned ones. But never mind. That was, all in all, a really good win anyway. Boost some confidence up again. And we followed that up with an FA Cup game against Haventon Waterloo. They are considered one of our main rivals, as in in geographically terms. That's probably not the right way to say it. Please correct me in the comments. And as you can see, quite a lot of players played really well, most notably Jamie Eaton-Collins, Lewis Dunn and Jake Hesenthal with 9 out of 10 on this game. With Kashkit getting an 8.5 and Josh Murray getting an 8.5. Very good performance away from home, completely dominant once more. And things are starting to look good in terms of performance. We were supposed to have another game before the Tranmere game, but it got postponed because they are in a cup competition. I want to say that it was Morecambe, perhaps, but I'm doubting that now. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, we have got an FA Cup first round game against Crewe. Really, maybe what I should have done is I should have waited till that game, really, because that could be a decent game. Crewe are, of course, in League 1, I want to say. No, they're in League 2. They did actually get relegated 2 years ago. So I do actually fancy his chances in that game. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully we'll get a good result and then a decent draw afterwards. But going into this game, in fact, I think there might have been a couple of transfers, I want to say. Let's have a look. We have got Jimmy Spencer going to Lincoln on the 1st of January, which did allow us to make a couple of signings because of the wages that he was on. It's on £950, I believe. And if I go to transfer history, I'll be able to show you them now. 2 players, George Thomas on a free transfer on £500 a week for a key player. He's a 3.5-star player and currently is joint best player with Adil Nabi. You can probably see the reason why I've signed this player here. He's got some really good technical stats in terms of dribbling, finishing and first touch. He's very good as a false 9, before I forget, but his decisions is good, composure is good, anticipation is good, off the ball, teamwork, work rate. The main stats I need for a false 9, basically, for highlight false 9, every single stat, there's only 3 below 9 and above, basically. Everything else is 10 or above. basically for this level it's very, very good. That's what I'm getting at. The other player we signed is more as one for the future. And my scout's been scouting Scotland, and he only came back with one player, and it was this guy here, and he didn't even come up in his actual records. He is a 2.5-star player. You're thinking, well, big deal, GW. He can't be that good. I mean, yeah, he's got some fairly impressive stats as an advanced playmaker, less so. But the thing that drew me to him is this. And believe it or not, the scout said differently, and it's not even showing it. You're joking. It showed it last time I checked. Let's have a look. See if anyone else has anything. No. No. Basically, it said Premier League footballer. Potential to be a Premier League footballer. Upon signing him, the coach has said Championship footballer. Either way, it's a very, very promising signing. 18 years old. It's on £325 per week as well, which is crazy paving an amount of money for him. So I was very pleased to get him in, and as a result, if I go to the homepage, we are currently sat at, we are actually spending over what we need to be doing. It's probably better if we're going to scouting today. Thank you. We're actually £520 per week over our budget, which is a little bit better than what it was. I think it was about 1,100, so we've halved as a deficit, if you like. If I just go to squad, you can see that we've got a pretty well-rounded team now in terms of ability. This exception may be Mason Duffy, who I've got learning his trade off, I want to say, centre midfielder. Jake Hesenthaler is now tutoring Mason Duffy. And it's worth noting I've got quite a few players that are wanted. I could sell any of these at any point. I just don't really want to. I want to keep this team as long as possible. I mean, one player I could probably get rid of, potentially, is Adil Nabi, who's not really set the world alight since he's come back off injury. And, I mean, he's on a grand a week, whereas, you know, Kashkit's started to perform a little bit, and he's free, well, not free, he's about £110 a week I'm paying for him, and albeit he's only on loan, he's still as good. There's other players, of course. Joe Partington, I think, has still got a role to play, especially this season, maybe not next season, but there's not really many other players other than my first teamers that I feel I can get rid of. Perhaps Daniel Galbraith, he's 29, he's starting to decline slightly in terms of he's only 3-star, he's only 2-star and advanced playmaker, and as you can see, if I match him up to, say, let's see, I can do this, Mark Kerr is called, compare with Mark Kerr. You can see here that Galbraith is better in the technical side of it. Mentally, it looks like Mark Kerr is better in most aspects, although his off the ball lets him down massively, and then physically it beats him hands down. There's only jumping reach, which really is massively a difference, really. But yeah, I think with the potential that he's got, being like at least a championship footballer, I think he could be the way forward, because Galbraith, if I just click him once more, is on £725 a week, which is quite a lot of money for just a quality player, which, you know, ideally you do need, realistically I think, 3-star players at least, with the potential to increase, but you know, that's why Mosley's still going to be sticking around. Funny that Grimshaw's now declined to a 3-star player, which is kind of concerning. But if I just go to the club page, is it? Yeah, the actual key player is now Jake Hesenthaler. It's changed, but he has been performing really well, and he was at all Red Arrows down, and they bolted him at training poorly, and now he's increasing his performance in training. So he's been a standout performer, massive improvement this season from his previous seasons elsewhere, because as you can see here, the other seasons he played in League One, albeit it was League One, he was averaging roughly 6.2, which is obviously not good enough at this level, well, at any level, but he's performing really well this season. So into today's game, we have got, like I said, Tranmere at home. I'm hoping for a decent result. Tranmere aren't going to be easy. They are third in the league. We are starting to make a little bit of ground up on Dover, who were flying away with it. If we win this game, and everyone else says they lose, or whatever. Basically what I'm saying, we've got a game in hand. We win that, we're on 30 points. We're going to be 6 points behind Dover, who are top of the league. That's going to be the aim, first and foremost, I think, with our current squad, because we are putting ourselves in a lot of debt. We can't really, rely on finishing, 6th or 7th and keep us in a job, because to be honest with you, the minimum expectation is playoffs anyway, but the way that the financial side of things are going, we need to get promoted this season. So I'm hoping to go on a big run. I'm doing everything else that they want us to do, playing possession football. We've scored a few goals from set pieces. It's just now we need to, push on and get the results more consistently. So the team we're going to go with is going to be this one that won the 3-0 game, I believe, against Havant and Waterloo. I'm thinking of making a couple of changes. I like Josh Partington playing an odd game here and there, but you know what? If there's going to be one change, it's probably going to be Geraldo Martin, who's missed the last couple of games because he's been on international duty, and it's going to be Ethan Collins that makes way, I think. Mason Duffy has been doing okay of late. I want to say he's been doing better. In fact, you know what? No. Ethan Collins is going to play because look at that form compared. Partington is a big player for us, but unfortunately he's going to have a slot on the bench for this game. Cashcut did well in the last game, so he's going to retain his place. Worth noting, George Thomas picked up a minor injury, but I'm going to leave him on the bench just in case. He did actually score on his debut, which is he came on with like 10 minutes to go, so that was pretty pleasing. Albeit it was against Havant and Waterloo in the division below. In fact, we're going to have to knock off a couple of players. I think Time's going to have to... No. Eve is going to have to come off the subs bench, and I think... I'm not going to risk Thomas for this game because he's got an injury. In fact, I'll tell you what his injury is. I've got a sneeze coming. That is not his injury, that is me having a sneeze approaching and I had to move the headset away. But he got a facial injury and he's wearing a mask of some sort. So into the game, enough jibber jabber. I'm sure most of you have probably come out of the video now and gone into something else that's a bit more appealing, but never mind. We'll just crack on anyway. If anyone is still here, well done to you, and if I could give you a like, I would give you a like, as in like I press like on a video of you watching this video. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just get into the game. Let's kick some ass. Let's chew some bubble gum and be all out of gum. So we have been getting praise lately. I have a feeling that we are the favourites, but I'm going to check it because they are third. We are the favourites, slight favourites. So team talk. I'm just going to stick to this one, I think. It seems to get quite a lot of motivation and confidence building, like aspects of the team talk. But yeah, we've been doing really well. More of the same, I'm going to say, from Lewis Dunn. He's been performing quite well as well. I mean, as you can see there, the only player that has got less than a 7.26, sorry, there's two players that's got less than a 7.26 average rate for the last 5 games, is Callum Ellerslie, and the goalkeeper, John Maxted, who's, he's not really been getting called upon that often, so he's not going to get high. I'm not really bothered. I'm not too concerned about Maxted getting high ratings because I'd rather him not have to make a single save, if I'm being completely honest. But into the game now, as I've said for like the third or fourth time, I've lost count, and we are kicking from right to left. We've done trying to bring the ball forward. Cashcut maybe going to try his luck maybe. He passes back to Mosley, who then gets tackled by Newton, who gives it straight to Ellerslie, and I've got a feeling that this highlight is going to end. And indeed it does, but less than a minute later, we've got another highlight, which means, with us on the ball, that this is potentially a big chance for us. We'll have to wait and see. Kerr finds Ethan Collins, and now it's Cashcut. Lovely ball out wide to Murray, gets in their advanced position so well. He loses it, but it falls to Ethan Collins, and he finds Murray again, and now he's got away from his man. Can he find the ball into the box? He can. Cashcut is there. It's a great block by the number 21, which is the right back, which I don't even know who that is, but I'm trying to click on his name, on his number. Sang. That's a right name. But end of highlight, and now this worries me because they've got a chance to cross it in. Grimshaw heads away, Geraldo flicks it on, and now it's Maynard. Hopefully not Nicky Maynard. Looking at the fact that he's a centre midfielder, it's probably not going to mean he is. Maxted's had a massive howler, and somehow we've conceded an own goal, I want to say. Yeah, Ellerslie you need to go sack yourself, give your head a shake, because that is absolutely disgusting. In fact, first and foremost, Maxted, that was appalling. That was the easiest catch you're ever going to have to make. And you've just dropped it, and we found ourselves 1-0 down because of you, and only you. Well, maybe Ellisley as well for kicking it into his own net like a schmuck. This is what happened. He crosses it in. What are you doing, Maxted? Easy. And a nice sliding tackle into the net. No need to slide in. You've got Grimshaw coming across at pace, and he's going to be able to kick it out for a corner or out for a throw-in. But instead, no. You're going to decide that it's the best thing to do to slide in two-footed into a ball that's got no, like, Tranmere player anywhere near. And as you can see, I'm a little bit miffed because we started this game very brightly. We've got 70% possession, and we found ourselves 1-0 down. Hesenthaler picks up the loose ball. Can he find Kashket? He can. Is it an instant reply? It is. And that is just desserts. Just reward, I think, for our opening spell. A little bit of unfortune for the goal, I suppose, but still not happy with Maxted there. That was disgusting. But Hesenthaler there, becoming the provider. Great defence splitting pass. Took 3 players out of the game there. And Kashket on form. All of a sudden. It took him ages to get going. That was 3, I think, in the last 4 games or something like that, which I know is not amazing, but it's pretty good. Kerr now, looking for options, finds Murray. That's a great ball, great header in, and Kashket is there to make it 2-1. And he can't say it's undeserved. We've been pressing since the first whistle, and things are looking really good for us at the moment. Kerr with a delightful ball to Murray. Great bit of play. Murray with a nice through-ball header. Keeper in no man's land, Charles Cook. Sounds like someone who you might have written a book around the same time as Charles Darwin or someone like that. I don't know why. Something about pirates maybe. Captain Cook. Captain Charles Cook. Hesenthaler free kick. I think he scored 1, I think, in pre-season. I was hoping it was maybe going to provide us with another one there. He does have free kick taken of 10, which isn't amazing. But they're on the attack and Gomez picks it up. And he finds Flores. They've got a really exotic sounding set of players. Saying that, we've got Kashket, the Israeli. A bit of head tennis now, but Hesenthaler now can get his foot on it, show the composure that we need to play possession football. And now Kashket gets away from his man. He's looking to make a little run, and it's a good effort. I think it might have been going just wide, but Charles Cook took no chances and parried it wide. Parried it? Pushed it wide. Stockton heads away the Hesenthaler corner, and now it's Ethan Collins, who's come deep to get the ball, to retrieve it, if you will. And Murray now, can he set the attacks going? It looks like not, because that's the end of the highlight. Cup of tea is nice and hot. Tony Gomez. Gomez and Flores. And as you can see here, Kashket, the standout performer, with a couple of other decent performers as well in Hesenthaler once again. But Tranmere now on the attack, and now it's Sang who has a go and showing exactly the reason why he's a right back, with finishing like that. Just hit it as hard as he could. One concerning thing is that both Murray and Ellisley are on yellow cards. That's something we need to look to maintain that we keep 11 players on the pitch, as Mosley picks up a loose ball and it's found a bit of space. So Hesenthaler tamely, I'm going to say, just passes it to Charles Cook. Head high, a bit like a warm-up practice thing before a game. If you've ever been to a game, you see the keepers warming up. They try to test their handling with like short kicks. It was a bit like that, but a little bit further out. But done now, finds Hesenthaler. Now it's Ethan Collins, and he finds Murray. Can Murray show him how it's done it? Scoring. No, it's... I was a bit... My bum was a little bit twitchy there, I have to say, because Murray's on a yellow card and I saw that foul emblem and I thought, hey up, here we go. Askew finds Flores though, as Tranmere look to try and get something before half-time, albeit we're 10 minutes off half-time, so shut up GW, you schmuck. Looks like it was just a highlight for a block shot, but as you can see with the stats here, we've had, well, you can't really see it because Callum Geraldo Martin is looking exhausted apparently. But we've had 8 shots to their 3, and we've had 5, I want to say, on target to their 0, which is showing that our tactic is actually proving to be fairly successful, in this particular game at least, anyway. And we are doing quite well, but I don't want to be... I'm going to say guard against complacency. keep focused because we are winning. It's a tough game. It's the third in the league. They don't get there, by luck alone. They've got to show that they're a good team to get into the heights that they are in at the moment. And likewise, I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure they're still a professional team. So they'll draw better players overall. So I haven't really looked at any of the players. Maybe I should have done that, but never mind. Who cares when you've got Kashket scoring 2 goals for us on loan for nothing? Well, £110. They tried to attack early doors, but Murray is quick to shepherd the danger out and lay it off back to Maxted. I don't know why I said shepherd it out because it didn't go out of play. You dumbass. GW, shut the beep up. Don't know why I beeped. Trying to be a bit more friendly. I can see this, but I was going to say a second yellow card, but fortunately, Stockton turned into Akim Fenwa and just barged him out of the way. Because I could see it being a last man challenge and sending off, and that changes the whole complex of the game. Although for some reason I've seen not every time, but quite a few times, you go down to 10 men and you end up scoring. It's weird. And sometimes win. I remember in the last Football Manager, I went out of 10 men on the first minute and won 3-0 against a team that was apparently better than us. But here comes Geraldo with a decent effort. It's just wide. I'm not entirely sure what Geraldo is. Oh, he's got an injury. This is a pulled hamstring, but I don't see no injury. Which Geraldo are you watching, you schmuck? Here comes Ethan Collins though, and he finds Kashket. He's got a few overlapping runs. In one of them it's Hesenthaler. Decent ball out to Murray. And Murray now gets away from his man and lays it back to Hesenthaler. Can he pick a spot to shoot? He does, but he's not hit it cleanly. And it's gone wide of the goal. It's nearly time to make some changes. A few stand-up performers again in Josh Murray, Hesenthaler and Kashket. Clearly Kashket is probably going to be the man of the match because of his 2 goals. But here comes a potential chance from Tranmere as Sang is in an advanced position. Maxter actually makes a save, and Gomez, I'm probably a little bit too harsh on Maxter, I think we've got the best defensive record, which is probably something to do with the defence. But, it's just the goals he lets in, they just seem to be so pathetic. Like letting in a tame cross. So we're going to make a couple of changes now, and, Murray's having such a good game. I still think I'm going to take him off because one, he's partially he's tired, but I don't want him to get sent off. He's been so key for us. So I'm going to bring on Joe Partington, who can do a job at fullback, and he can bomb forward. He's got a little bit of pace about him. He's got a bit of technical ability, not so much in crossing, but in passing he's decent. And the other player I'm probably going to bring on, because it keeps moaning about him, I'm going to take off Geraldo Martin. I'm going to bring on Mason Duffy. Let's hopefully see a bit of a decent performance from him. But Geraldo Martin, that's what I mean. He's a frustrating player because one week he's exceptional, and then another week he just does nothing, and he's just like, he goes missing. Let's just say that. But we're going into the last 15 minutes of the game, and it's still 2-1, which is a dangerous scoreline. And we have let him have quite a few chances this half. I want to say, I think it was this half. Kerr showing the reason why I've got a defensive midfielder there. He's been really good as well as Kerr playing at defensive midfielder. He's been one of the standout performers this season so far. The man on loan from Fulham, and now it's Kashket now. Decent ball from Dunn. Kashket gets away from his man. He's taken on 2 players, and Duffy's there to make it 3-1 on the rebound. Inspirational substitution. I'm taking full credit. Probably I shouldn't, but great bit of play there. Kashket getting away from his man, hitting a decent shot. Keeper did well actually to save that, although I'm not entirely sure about his saving technique. Just sticking a hand out. I think diving is probably the best way to save shots. And with that, there's got about 12 minutes to go. Let's bring on the new boy. Ethan Collins has had a decent game. We're going to bring on Mark Kerr. So we're going to have 2 Kerrs on the pitch. So you could be saying, "Oh, what's occurring?" Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's the worst joke I've ever said. We'll never speak of this again. Partington to Kerr. I've forgotten his first name. Piers Kerr. I was going to say Peter, but it's not Peter. Hesenthaler picks up the loose ball now. It's Kashket. First time to Duffy, but it's a good tackle from Bowen. But he's giving it straight to Ellerslie. He's been, you know, better than what this suggests. Kashket though, lovely ball out wide to Mosley. Mosley gets away from his man. He's cut inside and finds Hesenthaler's drop deep, and that's done. Kerr, great build-up play this, and then the shot is blocked, and Hesenthaler can lay it off to Mosley. For maybe another bite of the cherry. No, he gets muscled off the ball, and then Duffy just comes out of nowhere, Randy Orton style, and plays the best couple of balls there, and it looks like we're about to score, and the highlight is over. So, I don't know exactly what makes a highlight, because it looked like he was about to score. But I'm not complaining, because there's 45 seconds left. 3-1 up, sitting pretty, and I can only see us... we can have a look where we're going to be. I can only see us being near the playoffs for hopefully the foreseeable future. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it, but the way we've been playing, I expect it now. The team have been playing really well. It's far more exciting to watch. I tried using this formation a few times with the Curzon Ashton team, and it just didn't work for some reason. The players just weren't good enough, you know, at doing the roles. I mean, the Roman playmaker always did okay, but you know, and I've put a few extra little bits in the team instructions and what have you. But that was a good win against third in the league, and you've got to beat the teams above you to give yourself a chance. Jake Hesenthaler just narrowly missing out on the man of the match, thanks to Kashket's brace and assist. And we're dominating teams at the top of the table, and that can only bode well for us. We're still 9 points behind Dover, of course, and we can get win that game in hand that I speak of, which is against Crawley. That's a team who they got an FA Cup game rearranged because had our game rearranged because they were in a replay. But we're now on 30 points. You know, another win and Gateshead dropping points. In fact, if we win that game, we're fifth. We're in the playoffs. That's exactly where the board want us to be. So hopefully we can get there. Let's see who we are going to play next. One thing I will say is if we get past Crewe in the FA Cup, I will potentially do the next round depending on who we get drawn against. If it's against a team that's in the same league, I probably won't bother. I don't know why I'm checking all this out while I'm talking to you. But yeah, the Crewe game is too close really. There's only one game, and again it's a team that's above us. It's actually Gateshead, the team directly above us. So if we can get a result against them, we can beat them. You know, things are starting to look really good. But other than that, the next game is probably going to be... There's a lot of games in November. I'll probably just say the Margate game, but if it's the FA Cup game, like somewhere around here, I might do that one next instead. But yeah, hopefully you're going to join us for that one. But if you have enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like. If you think, if you think you'd enjoy continuing to watch this series, please press that subscribe button. And if you think any of your friends might enjoy this series or these sequence of series, please send them in the direction of my channel. You can probably tell I'm not very good at this selling myself at the end of the videos. I'm probably not that good really at commentating, if being completely honest. But you know, I'm trying, and that's the main thing. But yeah, until the Margate game, potentially FA Cup in between, I will see you then. Bye bye.